Alright guys, I'm back. I had to redo this video because the last one I posted up, it was kind of cloudy in the background, so I had to make a new one. You can see me crystal clear now, and I like this stance a little bit better. Now, this video is based on the impeachment inquiry hearing that was just recently produced and viewed live on the national television. But I want you guys to know the resemblance between the ambassador, Colonel Alexander, and the Marie Vondovich, along with the Omarosa scandal that actually happened between Donald Trump and Omarosa. There's a resemblance here because, as you can see, um, Ambassador Alexander did not have a comfortable phone call with Donald Trump, and this raised some red flags for them because they didn't know whether to continue with the prosecution and the order of the charges that were dedicated to Ukraine, providing aid for military, and it put them in a very dangerous situation. But Ambassador Solomon actually was not sure how to proceed because this was now something that Donald Trump needed to do. This required an answer from him. So this is what placed the Democrats in a hole. But now Donald Trump is saying that the Democrats is placing themselves in a hole by continuing to operate with the people who has still been operating in that position for X amount of time. There's some people who have not been in that field for that many years because they've been in another field. Bottom line is there's a resemblance between his ambassador's comment with the phone call. There was not a 100% confidential phone call because the information that was given over the phone call was not 100% accessible for the other party. Now, with Marie Vondovich, she was told the same amount of details, but hers was secondhand information. So again, she did not have that much. Marie Yovanovitch did not have that much contact over the phone with Donald Trump. However, it should have been between those two, but they were all given second, third, and fourth hand advice about what Donald Trump may wanted or how the party had changed. So that's what really made issues a little bit confusing for the individuals, because when it was time for Donald Trump and ambassadors to meet face to face or have a conversation face to face, it was never anything. Um, it was never anything that resolved anything, because Donald Trump claimed that he wanted nothing, and yet he was calling because there was issues, so he needed to call to get an answer or response from someone that was an ambassador in Ukraine, because you really can't get through a lot of things without going through ambassadors in the order that it is supposed to be in. Same way for the President of the United States. If you're trying to get him to do something too, it's kind of hard to get through him because of the correspondence working at the White House. But however, if you're working in the Senate or if you're an ambassador, you can get in contact with the President of the United States of America pretty easily. But we're being told that everyone there, all the ambassadors and the main ambassadors that needed his recommendation, his approval, was not able to get in contact with President Donald Trump. So there was a lot of second and third hand information passed around. Now, Omarosa actually, the resemblance with that issue is that Omarosa actually went to the White House herself and had her own technology by actually hiding her own microphone to secretly record Donald Trump and his conversation over the phone because she felt like the information that she heard was pretty much vulgar and um, um, something that was not proper enough to be discussing, especially when it's through business. Um, Omarosa had got some pretty vulgar things. She actually wrote a book on that, and she pretty much got back into the spotlight after that. But pretty much after that, we have not seen Omarosa, but that's a whole nother video. Again, it were like tying the pictures all together here. Um, Omarosa did not have a uh, a proper conversation with Donald Trump over the phone. He was very hard to comprehend with based on the information that Omarosa had and the information that he was willing to provide. And she was limited to the information that she was going to provide also. So that was also causing the confusion with the communication there because if there was X amount of communication that was actually given and there was no direct um, intent due to the amount of reactions that they got after that. Um, Whenever they talked the first time, the second time that they spoke, it would not be clear. They wouldn't really get an answer. And this not just for Omarosa. This is just for like ambassadors and people who work in the Senate as well, who were appointed to follow the rules of Donald Trump, but were not given 100% authority because they didn't know. They were getting mixed signals from other people who they thought was coming from Donald Trump, his party himself. But as you can see during the impeachment testimony hearing, the senators made very clear that no one is secretly working for Donald Trump, which of course is easy for you to say because you're the one that's supposed to be making sure the president of the United States does not look bad during this impeachment hearing. So, not everyone was born yesterday. So, I mean, not everybody. So, I mean, you see how people take it. But there is a resemblance between Omarosa, Marie Yovanovitch, and Ambassador Alexander. There was not enough information with the first one, and with Alexander, the phone call was very inappropriate. That's what Alexander had testified. The phone call was inappropriate. The phone call with Omarosa was inappropriate, but it was a secret audio recording, so it was still an inappropriate phone call. Then you have the Marie Yovanovitch, which a proper phone call for her were to be receiving information that did not cause her to feel like she needed to leave Ukraine, which she's been there for over 10 years. And that was an inappropriate phone call because now they're saying that she's a good citizen. She is also a very well appreciated worker. So for her to have to get up and leave Ukraine and not be stationed where she has her passion in her field, all of a sudden when Donald Trump gets into office, this raised red flags of maybe someone is working behind because she felt intimidated to leave where she was residing in as well. So those are the pictures and the pieces I want you guys to kind of put together. That's pretty much it. So let's put those together. All three of those have resemblance. And I will do a separate video on the Omarosa because no one knows where she is. No one. So see you guys.